Listen, we've all encountered those elaborate gardening hacks circulating online, the ones appearing magnificent in brief video clips, but when you attempt them in reality, well, they disappoint considerably. Today we're eliminating the confusion. I'm revealing 9 gardening techniques that genuinely deliver results. No gimmicks, no wasted effort, just intelligent strategies you can implement in your garden immediately. Hello there, my wonderful ageless gardeners. If you're discovering us today, I'm absolutely delighted you found our community. This is where we share creative, budget-conscious approaches to maintaining thriving gardens throughout every season. For my returning garden enthusiasts, you understand this transcends a simple channel. It's a family, and I'm grateful you're part of it. Before we begin, grant me one small favor. Hit that like button if you've ever attempted a hack that completely failed, because I certainly have too. And naturally, if you appreciate gardening without straining your budget, please subscribe so you won't miss upcoming wisdom. Hack 1: Eggshell Calcium Enhancement. Let's begin with proof that breakfast remnants can work remarkably hard in your garden. Eggshells. Instead of discarding them, save, crush, and transform them into one of the simplest natural fertilizers you'll ever utilize. Eggshells contain abundant calcium, essential for robust cell wall development in plants. If you've cultivated tomatoes or peppers and battled blossom end rot, those unsightly dark spots appearing on fruit bottoms, it frequently signals insufficient calcium absorption. Sprinkling crushed shells into soil helps prevent this problem naturally, drawing on gardening wisdom passed through generations. The process is beautifully straightforward. Rinse shells thoroughly, allow complete drying, then crush into small fragments, or even powder for faster decomposition. Mix into soil during planting or sprinkle around established plant bases. Over time, they release calcium gradually, providing plants steady supplies throughout growing seasons. Bonus benefit: sharp crushed shell edges help deter soft-bodied pests like slugs and snails, creating a natural barrier these creatures avoid crossing. It functions as fertilizer and pest deterrent combined, straight from kitchen waste that costs absolutely nothing. This represents practical gardening wisdom that experienced gardeners have employed for decades, proving the finest plant nutrition often hides in plain sight. Hack 2: Wine Cork Irrigation Controls. If you've struggled with irrigation hoses leaking or dripping incorrectly, this technique saves tremendous frustration using nothing but simple wine corks, giving you excellent reason to enjoy that glass of wine naturally. Here's the method. Select natural cork, avoid plastic varieties, trim if necessary, and press snugly into hose holes or ends. Cork swells slightly when moistened, creating tight, leak-proof seals functioning like custom plugs, costing nothing while lasting surprisingly long. But applications extend further. Drill tiny holes through corks to create DIY drip emitters. Insert into hose sides or bottle openings, and suddenly you've established slow, steady watering systems perfect for container plants or raised beds, where precise moisture control matters most. This hack's beauty lies in flexibility. Whether patching leaks, controlling water flow, or maximizing every precious drop during dry spells, it demonstrates how experienced gardeners transform everyday items into practical solutions, rather than purchasing expensive specialized equipment. Hack 3: Toilet Paper Roll Deep Root Planters. This transformation converts something typically discarded into secret weapons for stronger plants. Toilet paper rolls become biodegradable deep seed planters that give crops tremendous head starts. Cut each roll in half or maintain full height depending on your crops. Stand upright in trays or shallow boxes, fill with quality soil, and plant seeds inside. Because rolls provide greater depth than standard starter cells, they give crops like beans, peas, or corn abundant room for roots stretching straight downward. That early root depth translates to stronger, more resilient plants once transplanted outdoors. The remarkable advantage: when transplanting time arrives, you needn't disturb roots whatsoever. Plant entire rolls directly into gardens. Cardboard decomposes naturally in soil, feeding earth while seedlings continue growing without transplant shock that often stunts young plants. This technique proves especially valuable if you've struggled with transplant shock previously, or seek seed starting methods without purchasing expensive biodegradable containers. It's economical, effective, and transforms how you'll view cardboard tubes forever. Typical of the resourceful thinking that defines experienced, practical gardening. Hack 4. Aquarium water liquid fertilizer. If you've maintained aquariums, you know how frequently that cloudy water requires changing. Most people simply drain it away. But for knowledgeable gardeners, that water represents liquid gold worth capturing. Here's why. Fish waste naturally breaks down into nutrients like nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium, identical elements found in expensive commercial fertilizers. Instead of wasting it, pour used aquarium water directly onto plants, delivering organic nutrition packed with everything they need for robust, healthy growth. The exceptional aspect is gentleness. Unlike some commercial fertilizers that can burn delicate roots with excessive application, aquarium water delivers steady, balanced nutrition. Seedlings thrive on it, leafy greens absorb it eagerly, and flowering plants respond with brighter, longer-lasting blooms that showcase their full potential. Additional benefit: aquarium water contains beneficial microorganisms that, when added to soil, improve overall soil health, facilitating easier nutrient absorption and enhanced disease resistance. It's nature's method of building thriving ecosystems right in your backyard. If you don't maintain fish tanks personally, don't worry. Ask friends, family, or local pet stores. They frequently discard nutrient-rich water weekly. With minimal effort, you can rescue it and put it to productive garden use, demonstrating the resourcefulness that experienced gardeners have practiced for generations. Hack 5. Repurposed mirror light amplification. This represents one of my favorite techniques because it feels slightly magical while delivering practical results. Using old mirrors provides plants extra light and warmth through simple physics. If you possess chipped, cracked, or outdated mirrors unsuitable for indoor display, don't discard them. Position them in gardens behind sun-loving plants. Mirrors reflect light back onto foliage, essentially doubling solar exposure while simultaneously maintaining warmer microclimates, especially during cool mornings or late afternoons when temperature drops can stress plants. This strategy works wonderfully for plants requiring boosts in shaded yard corners or even indoors near windows where natural light is limited. You'll observe leaves growing stronger and fuller, almost as though they're receiving illumination from multiple directions simultaneously. Aesthetic bonus: mirrors add whimsical touches to garden spaces while quietly enhancing plant health. They can make compact gardens feel more spacious and brighter, creating visual depth that transforms ordinary spaces into something special. Next time you're about to discard an old mirror, try positioning it among your plants instead. Your vegetables and flowers just might reward you with that extra sunshine reflected their way. A technique that combines practicality with beauty in ways experienced gardeners truly appreciate. Hack 6. Milk Jug Mini Greenhouse Systems. Here's a transformation that converts trash into gardening treasure. Milk jugs. Most simply rinse and recycle them, but in gardens they become powerful miniature greenhouses providing season extension that rivals expensive commercial systems. Take clean, clear gallon milk jugs and cut horizontally in half, leaving one side attached like hinges. Fill bottoms with quality soil, plant seeds or seedlings, then flip top halves back down. Instantly you've created mini greenhouses trapping heat and moisture in perfect growing microclimates. During daylight, sun warms interior air, creating ideal conditions for young plant development. At night, trapped warmth shields them from frost and sudden temperature drops that can damage tender growth. Since jugs are transparent, plants receive all necessary light without exposure to harsh, drying winds that can stress seedlings. This hack's brilliance lies in flexibility. Use milk jugs for early spring seed starting, extending growing seasons into fall, or protecting tender plants throughout winter months. Simply remove caps during warm days for extra airflow, then replace at night to lock in beneficial warmth. Visual appeal: line several jugs side by side in garden beds, and they resemble rows of glowing protective domes when sunlight strikes them. It's economical, simple, and proves that sometimes the finest gardening tools hide right in your recycling bin, waiting for experienced eyes to recognize their potential. Hack 7. Diaper Moisture Retention Technology. This might sound unconventional initially, but it works magnificently through simple science. Diapers, Yes, the infant variety contains special gel crystals engineered to absorb and retain liquid for extended periods. We can harness that identical technology in gardens. Cut open clean, unused diapers, and extract absorbent gel crystals. Mix these crystals directly into potting soil for containers or hanging baskets. What happens proves remarkable. Every watering causes crystals to swell and lock in moisture. Then as soil begins drying, they slowly release that water back to root zones, maintaining plant hydration far longer than normal. This represents a genuine game changer for plants that dry quickly, or if you occasionally forget watering schedules. It's also perfect for scorching summer days or gardeners who travel, ensuring plants won't be desperately thirsty upon your return. Economic advantage. It reduces water waste and overwatering while providing plants steady, reliable moisture supplies without constant attention. It's not fancy or expensive, but it's one of those techniques making you wonder, why didn't I discover this sooner? Exactly the kind of practical wisdom that experienced gardeners appreciate most. Hack 8 Ceiling Fan Blade Garden Markers. This might sound unusual, but these become surprisingly practical tools. Old ceiling fan blades, those dusty blades typically discarded after fan upgrades, can enjoy second lives as sturdy, weatherproof plant identification markers. Give blades quick scrubbing and perhaps outdoor paint coats for enhanced appearance. Then cut into sections or use as is. With permanent markers or chalkboard paint applications, you've suddenly got large, easily readable labels lasting season after season without replacement. Unlike flimsy plastic tags that fade or break, these fan blades withstand years of wind, rain, and intense sun exposure. Because they're wide and flat, you can write more than simple plant names, add planting dates, care reminders, or even creative decorations, making gardens more personal and reflective of your personality. This hack proves especially valuable for larger garden beds or community plots, where small labels disappear easily. From distances you'll spot these markers immediately, and there's genuine satisfaction in transforming apparent junk into practical, creative garden solutions. Next time you encounter old ceiling fans headed for disposal, reconsider. Your garden could gain free heavy-duty labels that don't quit, demonstrating the resourceful thinking that defines experienced, practical gardeners. Hack 9 Pencil Shaving Mulch Alternative. Here's a technique making you reconsider discarding those pencil shavings. Most sweep them into trash, but in gardens those tiny wood curls serve double duty as light, natural mulch with surprising benefits. Sprinkle pencil shavings around plant bases or over soil and seed trays. Being thin and lightweight, they form soft layers helping lock in moisture, preventing soil from drying excessively quickly. Simultaneously, they provide gentle buffers against weed germination, giving seedlings more breathing room for establishment. The interesting aspect: wood naturally decomposes into organic matter, meaning over time, pencil shavings feed your soil, improving texture, while providing plants small nutritional boosts. Graphite cores, essentially carbon in clay, won't harm plants either. They simply integrate harmlessly into soil structure. This hack proves especially useful for indoor plants, small containers, or herb gardens, where heavy mulch layers feel excessive. It's light, clean, and perfect for spaces where traditional mulch seems like overkill, but some soil protection is still beneficial. Next time you're sharpening pencils, don't see it as waste. Recognize it as free, ready-made mulch for your garden, demonstrating the creative resourcefulness that experienced gardeners have practiced throughout generations. Quick question: what's the most unusual item you've repurposed in your garden? We've explored pencils, diapers, wine corks, and fan blades, but I suspect some of you have discovered even more creative solutions. Share in comments below. I love hearing these innovative techniques, and who knows, yours might feature in future videos. Your practical garden wisdom. There you have 9 gardening techniques that genuinely deliver results. The remarkable aspect: most cost absolutely nothing, relying instead on creativity and resourcefulness. From milk jugs and mirrors to pencil shavings and eggshells, it demonstrates that gardening isn't about expenditure amounts, but rather how creatively you utilize what you already possess. Wisdom that comes from gardening experience and practical thinking. If you learned something valuable today, share in comments which technique you're eager to try first. And if you've discovered your own secret gardening wisdom, please share it with us. This community grows stronger each time we exchange ideas and experiences. For those discovering us today, welcome to Ageless Gardeners. If you appreciate gardening without breaking budgets while celebrating the wisdom that comes with experience, this is your home. Hit that subscribe button, join our gardening family, and let's continue making gardening simple, enjoyable, and affordable together. Until next time, happy planting, and remember, every small effort in your garden, guided by wisdom and creativity, adds up to something truly ageless and beautiful.